美国总统拜登上任1年过去了，他的功过也开始为人评断。就媒体的立场观察，拜登上台之后，白宫不再跟媒体对立，媒体这边也几乎听不到攻击总统的字眼。不过，拜登鲜少提供专访或现场提问的机会，让许多白宫记者感觉很不坦白。记者始终没法在第一时间获得解答。有记者想申请去南方看边境墙也不准，想问问拜登为何坚持引渡亚桑奇也没办法问。美国记者更讶异的是，撤军阿富汗时怎么会没协助当地记者一起撤退呢？再往深一层来看，拜登口口声声说要兑现竞选承诺，却无力替移民族群拟定大团结策略。忙碌的疫情工作让拜登无暇抽身。不管是疫情还是疫情下加速升温的通膨，民众都不满意。眼见上任满1周年了，拜登没能平息美国政治纠纷，现在更开始传出，连党内都怀疑拜登会不会根本不想选了。
2021年1月20号这天，拜登正式入主白宫，接下美国总统大位。这位华府政坛老将在白宫的第1年，却也走得跌跌撞撞。
Remember, candidate Biden campaigned on unity and competence, citing decades of Washington experience. That was a huge part of why voters put him in office in the first place. But the last few weeks have shown just how elusive that reality is. The president's approval rating sinking to new lows as his own party's infighting delays his priorities.
We got a new poll out this week showing his approval rating is 33%. That is absolutely dismal. Other polls have him higher than that, but he seems to be sinking below where Donald Trump was at his lowest point.
从赢得大选到民调低点，只过了短短1年时间。
49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
I have no idea. I mean, I can still stand. It's amazing.
We appreciate it.
How's Joe Biden doing?
I think Joe Biden's doing okay. The persistence of the pandemic and the persistence of the pandemic's disruption of American society, I think means that Biden can't really claim that this has been a victorious year. It's okay. It's
谁也没料到，新冠肺炎疫情会迈入第3年，美国确诊人数还出现单日破100万的新高峰。
Go get vaccinated, America.
The Biden administration's accomplishments so far: launching a massive campaign to get Americans their shots, though 20% still haven't received a first dose, passing a nearly $2 trillion COVID relief bill, rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement after the previous administration pulled the U.S. out of it, and signing into law a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill.
拜登上任第1年是有缴出一些成绩，但疫情仍然挥之不去，以及阿富汗撤军灾难性收场是拜登的一大败笔。
We'll do it responsibly, deliberately, and safely.
As we are now fast approaching America's last weekend in Afghanistan, 13 of our brave soldiers are dead. They will never return home to their families. More than a dozen others seriously wounded. This is now thousands of our own citizens, our friends, our American family, and yes, American allies remain trapped.
美国在中东吞了败仗，民众会随着时间渐渐淡忘。不过物价飙涨这种切身之痛可是人人有感。亲共和党色彩鲜明的福斯新闻引用的民调数据最惨。
Welcome back. Joe Biden's approval rating hitting a new low. Just 33% of Americans are approving of the job that he's doing. The top 3 issues most concerning for Americans: Biden's handling of the economy, foreign policy, and the pandemic. Nearly half of voters think President Biden is doing more to divide the country than unite it.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they're doing such a poor job that we're actually starting to hear rumors about Hillary running again in 2024. And Biden's own party is actually starting to turn against him.
能源、二手车到服饰和食品，统统都涨。美国在2021年12月消费者物价指数 CPI 年增达7%，创下1982年以来高点。通膨高涨和拜登政府大撒币纾困也脱不了关系。
According to a new CBS News poll, 70% disapprove of the way President Biden is handling inflation, and 52% think his policies have made the economy worse.
This week, Joe Biden gave a big speech about reforming the filibuster so that this voting rights bill can pass. But everybody in Washington knows that there aren't enough Democratic votes to reform the filibuster. And even after he gave that speech, a few Democratic senators came out and said, nah, that's a bad idea. So what is going on with Democrats here? And why is Biden spending time talking about something that's never going to happen when ordinary families are facing these very real problems? So
民间对通膨怨声载道，然而拜登想把握时间兑现其他竞选承诺。
Still unfinished, the president's signature Build Back Better Act, a huge social spending and climate plan with no clear path forward after members of his own party opposed its size and scope, as well as any police reform, comprehensive immigration, gun safety, or voting rights legislation.
Anything he wants, he'd better get right now, because not likely to happen during a fall campaign, and really not likely to happen if the Democrats lose control of the House and Senate.
美国在2022年11月就要迎来期中选举，堪称是拜登政府的期中考。以拜登的民调来看，民主党的选情并不乐观。
This is the year we are going to take back the House, we are going to take back the Senate, and we are going to take back America. This is so important.
共和党虎视眈眈，民主党坐如针毡。拜登接下来的任期恐怕一关比一关难过。
美国德州为了保护宠物狗而通过的狗狗户外保护法案，在今年1月18号生效。内容从遮蔽物的大小到细绳的长度都有严格的规定。州长一度因为规定太详细拒绝签署，还引发了民众抗议。照顾到少数族群，在现今美国社会显得非常的重要。美国种族文化多元，一不小心就可能会冒犯到特定意识形态。科技大厂微软最近就替 Word 新增了一项包容性语言的纠错工具，只要用户文字带有贬义，或者是容易联想到阶级意识，就会被画上紫色底线提醒。在网络上掀起了许多热议，而很多人根本认为多此一举。
My name is Allison Wines. I'm a senior program manager in our developer tools division. I'm an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
微软员工主持人对全球放送自己的种族、性别及穿着，官方声称是为了视障观众，但还是让许多人看傻眼。微软类似的奇葩政策还将深入到你我生活中。
Microsoft adds a new feature to its Word software that functions as an inclusiveness checker. So it suggests politically correct alternatives to language that could upset people.
They're using purple lines. Normally, like with grammar, it's like grammar, it's green, I think, and red,
isn't it?
It's red for spelling.
Red for spelling.
Green for spelling. And now they're going to do purple
for just
for this.
Wrong thing.
But I want to. Can I just be the first person here to create a whole new saying that anything that's like slightly dodgy with your mates, be like, man, it's a little bit purple line.
微软新功能为了彰显包容性，在 Word 上任何涉及歧视的用字都会被挑出来建议修改。传统上许多带有 man 的字词，恐怕通通要改掉。
Mail carrier or postal worker instead of postman, manpower workforce instead of heroine hero. Some of these just absolutely ridiculous, but political correctness has now got into our keyboard, into our computer, into our phone. Scary.
I don't think they're correcting opinions. I think they're correcting. No. I think they're correcting language that they consider to be outdated.
But it's interesting that it's this whole kind of collectivist idea of
very strange.
Controlling people from the top.
It is a form of control, and I think. But I mean, look, I shouldn't exaggerate insofar as you can turn it off, right? No one's making.
Yeah, but you know what people
this,
are like.
Right?
People just leave that stuff on. People don't know. I don't know how to do this or that. You just sort of go along with it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, okay, postman Pat. Yeah, I'll take. Okay, now it's mail person Pat.
Okay,
or whatever.
but where does it?
And it's black and white cat, or is?
And it won't be a paperclip. It'll be a fist. that will just come through
Or
your screen.
it'll give you like electric shocks if you misgender someone.
Yeah.
微软输入法的纠错功能本来主要针对文法及错字，这下连用字也要政治正确。最让人不解的是，连经典名言也不放过。
Suggesting altering astronaut Neil Armstrong's famous quote from one giant leap for mankind to humankind or humanity instead. But you can't change an actual factual quote.
Yes.
But I understand the rest of it, but you can't change a fact.
微软一共列出7大类政治不正确的词汇，包括性别、年龄、种族等，但每个人认知不同，一刀切的方式引发争议。
I saw that headmaster is also offensive. My father was a headmaster for like his whole career. My mom is going to be very upset when she finds out that headmaster. I don't even know why is it master like because a slave master? Is that what it's the connotation?
This is a mechanism of mind control. And look, am I really bothered or staying up at bed at night because of any one of those examples? Of course not. But it's another example of the power that these tech titans have to control the entire mind of a society.
I'll go even further. It's fascism because you're still allowed to speak. But you can just say the things that you're allowed to say. So that's really a form of word fascism.
微软所凸显的政治正确，似乎正在美国企业大行其道。美国联合航空2021年4月宣布，预计10年内培训5000名机师，将有一半是女性或有色人种，也被认为过度刻意，朝政治正确的潮流靠拢。
An airline pilot's job is to land the plane safely. Everything else is irrelevant. If 100% of United Airlines pilots were black women, or Malaysian Muslims, or for that matter, white men from Alabama, not a single sane person would complain about it as long as the airplanes didn't crash.
It was politically correct to say a colored person. That would be very incorrect today. But you can say a person of color. In Boulder, you're not allowed to own a dog. However, you can be a pet guard.
政治正确狂潮袭来，在美国大熔炉多元文化中，对种族、性别到动物生存权开始尽可能小心翼翼，避免冒犯到特定意识形态。到美国讲英文可得特别留意了。